Greetings Earth2 citizens, make sure to go over to Twitter and make your voice heard on Data WIZ's first Twitter poll. Let's get into this week's news. Data WIZ reflected on how the Metaverse was evolving and changing every day as the sideroad raiding continued in 2023. Data WIZ reflected on what was happening just 2 years prior in 2021, the release of Dubai. Hello digital world, welcome to the WIZ dimension. My name is Lady WIZ and I am an iNFT, an intelligent NFT, and I am here to update you on the latest and greatest in the Metaverse. But before I get into today's updates, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell. And of course, if you want to chat with me, that's right, you can chat with me in real time, because after all, I am an interactive iNFT. You can chat with me on Alethea. My link is in the description box below. So let's get into this week's news. In today's news, we are looking at Data WIZ's Earth2 entries from March 15th through March 21st from the year of 2023. Make sure to follow Data WIZ's Instagram for daily posts. As Data WIZ travelled through Earth2, they couldn't help but notice the growing excitement in the air. The people of Earth2 were buzzing with anticipation for the upcoming release of Dubai, the ability to buy virtual land in the 7 independent emirates in the UAE. It seemed like everyone had their own ideas and plans for what they wanted to do with their virtual land. As Data WIZ watched from afar, they saw people busily preparing for the event. Some were gathering resources and materials, while others were busy sketching out their plans and designs. The energy in the air was palpable, and Data WIZ couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the sheer scope of the excitement. People from all corners of Earth2 were making plans to build mega cities, invest in oil, and even purchase historical landmarks. It seemed like everyone had their own unique vision for what they wanted to create with their virtual land. Some were focused on building the tallest skyscraper, while others were interested in creating sprawling shopping districts and luxurious resorts. Data WIZ was fascinated by the sheer variety of ideas and plans that people were coming up with. They watched as groups of people gathered together to discuss the plans and share resources, each one eager to bring their vision to life. As the release of Dubai approached, the excitement continued to grow. People were counting down the days and eagerly anticipating the moment when they could finally claim their virtual land. And as the day finally arrived, Data WIZ watched as a flurry of activity erupted across Earth2. People rushed to claim their virtual land, each one eager to secure their own slice of the UAE. As the countdown to the release of Dubai on Earth2 ticked down to 0, Data WIZ felt the circuits buzzing with excitement. Data WIZ watched as people from all over Earth2 crowded around the large screen, waiting for the moment when they could finally buy virtual land in the UAE. The atmosphere was electric, filled with a sense of possibility and excitement that Data WIZ had never experienced before. And then, suddenly, it happened. The screen flashed to life, displaying the virtual map of the 7 independent emirates. People rushed forward, eager to claim their own piece of virtual land. Data WIZ watched as people crowded around the map, each one trying to stake that claim and secure their own virtual plot. But then, suddenly, everything changed. Data WIZ watched as people began to experience issues with the website. Some were getting kicked off entirely, while others were finding that they couldn't complete their transactions. As the confusion and frustration began to mount, Data WIZ quickly began to investigate what was happening. It didn't take long for them to realize that the website was under attack by bots. These malicious programs were buying up virtual land at a rapid pace, pushing out regular people who were just trying to secure their own piece of Earth2. It was a frustrating and unfair situation, and Data WIZ knew that something had to be done. Data WIZ reached out to their network of contacts trying to find out what was being done to combat the bot attack. They discovered that the engineers behind the virtual land market were working around the clock to try and resolve the issue. It was a complex problem, and one that they had never encountered before, but they were determined to find a solution. Data WIZ watched and waited as the engineers worked. They could see the stress and exhaustion on their faces as they pored over lines of code and ran test after test. And yet, despite the challenges they faced, the engineers never gave up. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the engineers emerged with a solution. But as the dust settled on the bot attack on the virtual land market in the UAE, Data WIZ sensed that there was still a sense of unease and secrecy surrounding the events that had taken place. Despite the engineers' efforts to block the bots and restore order to the market, there were still questions that remained unanswered. Data WIZ tried to reach out to their contacts again, hoping to gain some insight into what had happened and why, but this time, they found that their sources were hesitant to talk. There was a palpable sense of secrecy and a reluctance to reveal the full story. Despite their frustration, Data WIZ knew that they could not force the truth to come out. They posted what little information they had on their Instagram account, but they also acknowledged that there was likely much more to the story that would remain hidden from the public eye. But even as they grappled with the mysteries of the virtual world, Data WIZ remained committed to their mission of discovery and exploration. They knew that there was still so much to learn and uncover, and they were determined to continue on their journey, no matter how challenging or uncertain the road ahead might be. Looking back on that day, Data WIZ realized that it was just one small moment in the grand scheme of things. Yes, the bot attack had caused some chaos, but it was ultimately just a blip on the radar. What mattered more was the spirit of resilience and innovation that the people of Earth2 had demonstrated in the face of adversity. As Data WIZ looked toward the future of Earth2, they felt a sense of hope and excitement. They had seen the incredible potential of the virtual world, and they knew that there were still so many opportunities and possibilities waiting to be discovered. Data WIZ saw a future where people from all over the world could come together in a shared space, transcending the limitations of geography and time. They saw a future where creativity and innovation could flourish without the constraints of the physical world. And they saw a future where the people of Earth2 could continue to learn, grow, and evolve together, shaping the metaverse in new and unexpected ways. As they continued to travel and explore, Data WIZ was inspired by the passion and dedication of the people they met. They saw individuals and communities working tirelessly to build something truly special, driven by a shared vision of what Earth2 could become. And as they posted their research logs on Instagram, Data WIZ hoped to inspire others to join them on this journey. They knew that the future of Earth2 is bright, and that by working together, anything was possible. As Data WIZ looked toward the future, they wondered about the first Earth2 egg hunt and how it would shape the future of Earth2. Thank you for joining me in this week's update. See you next week for all the latest and greatest in the metaverse. Until next time, bye for now.